if you're not selling to any clients, then it means you're not helping anybody, right? You might have like amazing information that could help thousands of people, but nobody is buying that information, right? So that was a big change as well, that, I actually started helping people and people started getting amazing results. So yeah, that's kind of the short story. And then, from there, it all kind of, exploded in the sense that, I was like getting clients regularly, and then I started hiring people and, started growing the company.
This video is going to be a little bit different. If you've ever wondered how I started my business, Academic English Now, if you wondered a little bit about the backstory of Academic English Now, my backstory as a business owner, then in this interview with Scott Fail, who runs a podcast for business owners who are researchers and in the academia, we dive deeper into that. And I talk about my own experience of starting a business, trying to grow a business, failing numerous times and getting up and continuing, and finally kind of figuring it out, and to where the business is right now and what are the other challenges in the future for the business. So this is going to be really useful. Number one, if you've been interested, in Academic English Now, how it all came about, why it's a company and why it's here. And number two, if you're in research, you're in academia, and you've been thinking about starting your own business, then there are lots of useful golden nuggets here from my own experience, how I've succeeded starting a business.
Everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Professors of Profit vlogcast. I'm your host, Dr. F. Scott Field, and I've got with me today a special guest, Dr. Marek Kiczkowiak. Not too bad, right? Pretty close?
Pretty close, yeah, pretty good, man.
Well, Marek, you are the CEO of Academic English Now. Tell us a little bit about that. What is that exactly? What services do you offer in that company?
Sure. We basically, in one sentence, we help PhD students and researchers write and publish research papers in high-impact Scopus-Indexed journals.
I love it. So essentially, dissertation coach, thesis coach, academic writing coach. How on earth did you get into that from your background of PhD? Like, how did that come to be?
Well, I have a lot of background in, like, first of all, teaching English. So I started teaching English, like 13, 14 years ago. First, it was like general English. Then I started like teaching more like IELTS preparation, those international exams. Yeah, and then I started teaching at universities, teaching academic writing, academic English overall. Yeah, and then I did my PhD as well. And then like kind of combining that, I suppose, that practical experience of doing a PhD, publishing papers, and then teaching on academic writing courses at universities, I suppose I started seeing what is working and what isn't working and what is missing from those university courses. And I thought I would develop something of my own to fill the gaps, because clearly things aren't working very well for most PhD students. Even though most universities have free academic writing courses, a lot of PhD students still struggle. And and I could see kind of why. We can dig into reasons why. And I think I was kind of maybe in a unique position that I'm an English teacher by profession, but at the same time I did my PhD and I published papers. So like, I've done what my clients want to achieve. Plus, being an English teacher, I can explain to them, the ins and outs, I suppose, of grammar, what have you. And then at the same time, I've also taught those academic writing courses, right? So it's kind of like a combination, I suppose, of different skills and experiences that makes it unique.
Yeah, you've done a phenomenal job of stacking skill sets that you've used in your real life to then put together the perfect combination of how you can help people. So I love that. Tell us a little bit about your journey on creating this company, because it kind of started like as a little bit of a side hustle or a side gig, but then it really grew and now it's a full-time gig for you. So tell us a little bit about that journey.
Basically, what got me like to actually develop and design like my first online course was there was this person that I knew from university, from working at a university, who reached out to me, and he was like, hey, I've got this group of PhD students and like they're really struggling with writing. Can you develop a course for them? And I was like, sure, I could do that. And then I just said like, as long as it will remain my course and I can continue selling it on my website. And then he said yes. So he basically paid me a sum of money to develop a course that then became mine. So that was kind of like the trigger for it. And then for many months, like it's funny actually, like for many months like I tried selling it like for like $90, 199, 19, and like nobody would buy it. Like, and I just couldn't figure it out like at all. Like I think, you know, sort of between like maybe June and October or November that year, like I must have maybe made like $1,000 or something like this, like nothing. Fortunately, I was working full time at the university, so I wasn't strapped for cash, but it was just like really frustrating. I couldn't figure it out, you know, why people aren't buying. And then, I mean, what really changed it for me, like I'm not gonna lie that like I discovered some magic principle of business on my own. That's kind of bullshit. Like when people say that, like, you know, everybody like kind of learns from somebody. So like I just enrolled on one of Sam Avens courses that like people might be familiar with. Sam Avens and consulting.com. He sold it now, but like it used to be like the biggest consulting business in the world probably. And yeah, I bought one of his programs, and that just changed my life. It changed my business. It changed everything for me, you know, because like, first of all, you know, I went from charging like $100 to charging several thousands of dollars for the courses. The courses became so much better. The results of clients became so much better. And I started making sales, actually, you know. I went from like not selling anything for 6 months to selling like 20 clients every single month, like clockwork. So that just like completely changed everything. And yeah, and also not just that I finally had the money to quit my job at the university and just devote to it full time, but also I was actually helping people, you know, because also if you're not selling to any clients, then it means you're not helping anybody, right? You might have like amazing information that could help thousands of people, but nobody is buying that information, right? So that was a big change as well, that you know, I actually started helping people and people started getting amazing results. So yeah, that's kind of the short story. And then, you know, from there, it all kind of, well, exploded in the sense that, you know, I was like getting clients regularly, and then I started hiring people and, you know, started growing the company.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent of paid mentorship because it speeds up your timeline. They kind of show you, you know, coaches and mentors can show you mistakes that they've made and really show you how to avoid those mistakes so that you don't make the same mistakes. And like you said, at the end of the day, they're helping you or helping their clients get the results, you know, that they've gotten. So, you know, I'm a big proponent of paid mentorship for sure.
And I would have never figured it out on my own. That's for sure. Like, you know, because if it had taken me 6 months and I had like literally like a dozen clients and like maybe $1,000 to my name, I would have never figured it out on my own, you know. And you know, at that time it was expensive for me. It was like more than my 2 months of full-time salary at the university, but it was totally worth it because that first year, like the company made 250,000 in revenue, and then the next year it made $500,000. So, you know, like paying 10K for mentorship is just totally worth it.
Right. And it is a little bit of a mindset shift. I think people need to realize it is an investment in yourself and in your future. But like you said, it's totally worth it at the end because the output, you know, far justifies the cost of investment, you know.
If you want to work with me personally to help you to finish your PhD, write an excellent thesis, publish research papers in top journals, then schedule a free one-to-one consultation with my team. We're going to look at the biggest challenges that you have right now, the goals that you want to achieve, and then see how we can work together to help you to achieve your goals faster and with less effort. And the link to that free consultation is right below the video.